Welcome everyone, this is your host Abraham L. Jaguar, a professional game master. First of all, this channel is proudly partnered with the What the Funk shop. Please check out their store for all sorts of products. They have dice, miniatures, game master screens, home decorations, and many other things. You will find the link in the description and in the pinned comment. And make sure that you use my code for a special discount. Today, I want to talk about something that perhaps more people should be aware of. One of my friends, and I'm not going to mention his name because these things were shared in via private messages. If he wanted this to be like public knowledge, and of course, I also told him beforehand that I was going to be mentioning these situations a bit ambiguously. He shared with me a few challenges when it comes to implementing roleplay in your tabletop RPG sessions. It oftentimes happens that you have a casual non-role play group that is people in tabletop RPGs, people that like to play tabletop role playing games, but that are not necessarily role playing, right? You play it more like a board game, like a conversation, rolling dice, like your typical like Monopoly. You're playing Monopoly, you're rolling dice, and you're talking about your day, what happened during the day, about the news, about the weather, about whatever, what you ate, what you had for lunch. But you're not playing a role. You're not existing in the fictional world. You're having a conversation. You're not having a conversation within the fiction. You're not describing your actions. So it's all handled like you go beer and pretzels. You go to the bar and you start talking with your buddies, and perhaps somebody brings out like a portable board game, like a little board game. Or you play a drinking game while you're drinking. So kind of like that, like no role play. You're not playing the role of any character. You're just a player. You're sitting. You're talking. Maybe you're eating something, but the role is thrown out out of the house, off the table. So when usually the game master or the players even they want to actually play a role and play a game, not just play a game while having a conversation or playing a game while telling a story, or they want to play a role and play a game, play a role playing game. But turns out that some people in that group they were not interested in role playing at all. They usually come from other hobbies. They come from board games. They come from video games. They come from like right, and so their introduction to tabletop RPGs was without the roleplay aspect because, as I have explained many times before, the creator of roleplay in tabletop role-playing games was Dave Arneson. Gary Gygax didn't know how to roleplay, no idea whatsoever. He organized Dave Arneson's chaotic notes into a workable game system, but this is a role-playing game. So he never included instructions on how to roleplay. A lot of people don't have any idea. That's why my channel is here. Remember, to roleplay, you only need to describe your actions and reactions within the game world. And as a game master, you just present the situation. The game master presents the situation. You have your objects, your characters, your locations. You present them, and the characters interact with that location, with that environment, with those non-player characters, with those objects, by describing their actions and reactions within the game world. Maybe you will need to roll dice. Maybe it's an automatic success. Maybe it's an automatic failure. It's as simple as that. And yeah, my friend was mentioning how, at least I think, well, one or two, right now I'm not sure, but one or two of the players in that group, they would have none of it because it turns out that role play is too much of an effort for them. How low has the IQ fallen when it is very difficult to describe your actions in the present, in the now? Look, I'm going to roleplay right now. I scratch my right eye. I look at the computer screen. I am talking to you. I tap on my palm. I pull on my hair. I'm rubbing my forehead. Is that really so much of an effort? There is no excuse because anybody can roleplay. Every person can roleplay in the present, in the now. Unless you are severely damaged or crippled in some way, you have some sort of issue, then you better get that checked if possible, right? But as long as you can describe your actions and reactions in the present, in the now, there you go. You can roleplay. And you can keep your monkey mind tranquil without jumping to whatever culture reference happened during your everyday life. Like, oh, this situation reminds me of that thing that I saw on TikTok. Oh, then you can roleplay. So, functional people, healthy individuals, or decently healthy, can always roleplay. There is no obstacle. As long as you can describe your actions and reactions in the present, in the now, you can role play. You can play that role. There is no great effort needed. There is no greater difficulty. You only need to describe your actions. You don't need to be a voice actor. You don't need to be telling an incredible dramatic story. No, no, that's all bullshit. That has nothing to do with role playing games. You don't need to be an actor. Actors in movies never describe their actions. You're not going to see your typical action, whatever, any of your actors that you watch in any action film. They're not going to be describing, I draw my handgun and point it at the enemy and start firing away. No, they just do it because they are actors. Roleplay is not voice acting. What if you need to roleplay a mute character? How would you roleplay the voice of someone who has never spoken before? You cannot, and it would be pretty silly. You describe that the person is communicating this or that, right? Through sign language, I inform the other members of the group that that is a good idea. Or even if they already know sign language, I inform the others that I agree with their plan. What if you're role playing a weird alien species that can only communicate through emotions? I have used this example before. Emotions. I project feelings and emotions of great anger towards the group at the thought of attempting to assault the castle without proper preparation, without acquiring the necessary firepower. You see. One of the most moronic comparisons that I have heard about this, when they say, well, you instead of playing tabletop RPGs, you should be playing video games, right? In video games, you cannot roleplay, you cannot describe your actions and reactions. You are limited by what has been programmed into the game. If you want your character to do a double flip and use his two Uzis spraying bullets all across the area, and as soon as that character lands, emits a power word that paralyzes everyone for the other combatants to attack them while they are paralyzed. If that is not programmed in the game, you cannot do it. And even if you had that in the game, it's not going to be the same as to how you imagine things because you don't need to take a look at the screen because you are creating things with the power of the mind, of the imagination. So yes, those are just a few thoughts. Anybody can roleplay. Everybody can roleplay. There is no greater effort. So yes, I hope this video was informative and entertaining. Thank you for watching this video, and thank you so much to those of you that are going the extra mile to support the channel. If anyone else wishes to further support the channel, consider joining as a member using the super thanks button. Like, subscribe, take a look at the information in the description and in the pinned comment. This has been your host, Abraham L. Jaguar, a professional game master. And remember, master roleplay and you will master the game. Once again, thank you and see you later.